Hey guys! Welcome back to another episode of my Little Pinay Explorer vlogs. This is basically a travel guide for those who are going to Japan, especially those who will be going there for the first time or even going there on their own. Like I went there solo travel. I'm gonna be talking about the JR Pass, getting around Japan, my accommodation, transferring from the airport going to my accommodation, the expenses, and also using Japan Post because I actually sent 2 boxes from Japan Post and I sent it back to my place here in the UK because I only had 1 luggage with me and I was traveling to 3 countries at that time. So I went to Thailand first and then Japan second and then South Korea, and I only had this medium luggage with me for the whole duration of like 23 days, I think. Anyway, I should have timestamps on the description down below so you can just skip through it and you don't have to be watching the whole video basically. JR Pass gives you unlimited JR train rides, which are usually the bullet trains or like the really fast trains in Japan. And these are mostly catering like the far distance travel. The JR Pass includes as well the JR ferry from Hiroshima to Miyajima, which is one of the famous attractions in Japan, and other inclusions showing here. But it's just making it more complicated. Let me just make it simple for you. So JR Pass is just all about JR trains. This means that it's not including the Tokyo subways, which are like the local trains, and also the local trains in Kyoto and Osaka. And it does not include the local buses. In Kyoto, I used a lot of buses there and they were just not part of the JR. So if you are just traveling around Tokyo for a few days, getting a JR pass is not worth it because there's no point. To help you decide, you need to list down your itinerary and the trips that you will be doing, and on Google Maps, you can see the fare at the bottom of it. Then you can take note of it and then just add it all up until you come up with like a total value. Compare it with how much are you gonna pay for the JR Pass, which is 50,000 yen for 7 days and 80,000 for 14 days, which is really expensive. I have an example here. You can use your JR Pass from Haneda Airport going to Tokyo, and that will be 700 yen, and then Tokyo to Kyoto, Kyoto to Osaka, Osaka to Hiroshima, for example, you want to visit, you're gonna go to Miyajima Island as well, then you have to return, and then Hiroshima back to Tokyo, and then back to Haneda Airport to catch your return flight, then it will be a total of 48,700 yen, which is not a big difference with the amount that you'll be paying for the JR Pass. So it might be worth it getting a JR Pass if your itinerary looks like this. But just be aware that that is within 7 days because 50,000 yen for JR Pass is just for 7 days. Aside from the main JR Pass, there are other alternatives that you can look at. So there's what they call JR Regional Passes. And I was looking at this one, Osaka to Tokyo Hokoriko Arch Pass. This is for 7 days as well, and it's unlimited JR train rides, but that is within the arch. The good thing is, it's including Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, which are the main areas that I wanted to visit as a first-time traveler there. But the twist is, you can't use the Tokaido line, which is like the direct line from Tokyo to Kyoto or Tokyo to Osaka. That's the fastest one that would take 2 hours. You have to pass through the arch going to Nagano, Kanazawa, and then down to Osaka, Kyoto. So it might take like 6 hours if you're gonna go that route until you go to Osaka or Kyoto area. And also there's another one, the Kansai Wide Area Pass. Kansai area is where Osaka and Kyoto is located. If you're gonna be traveling a lot there, so there's like 5 days for 12,000 yen. There's a map where you can use it. And then there's Kansai Area Pass as well, where there's an option for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days. If you want to go to somewhere really far within the Kansai area for like a day, then maybe you might want to consider getting a 1-day pass of 2,800. There's just many regional passes that you can look at. I'm gonna include the link on the description description below. Just have a look at it and see what is most compatible for you. Again, it's just for JR trains. There's a lot of local trains out there that is not part of the JR. I did not get a travel pass. I didn't have to go back to Tokyo for a return flight because I took the ferry from Osaka going to South Korea, Busan. So the total amount that I actually paid for my whole transport, I only paid around 22,400 yen for 11 days, which is way cheaper than getting a JR pass. And that's already including my bullet train ride from Tokyo to Kyoto. And I use a cheaper option, which is the platform Kodama ticket. So instead of paying 14,000 yen for a direct train from Tokyo to Kyoto, I only paid 10,790 yen. Let me explain. So there's 3 trains running from Tokyo to Kyoto or Tokyo to Osaka. So there's the 2 faster trains, but the slowest one is the Kodama train because it stops at every station. Instead of like the 2-hour duration ride, my travel time was 3 hours and 40 minutes, which is not so bad. I enjoyed my time inside the train. I booked the ticket in advance using the Smart EX website, and you can book it 1 month in advance. First step is you need to create an account online. Make sure to take note of your username and password. The username is gonna be like a 10-digit set of numbers, and your password, you need to enter that same password on the physical machines when you are about to print out the physical tickets. Once you logged in onto the website, you need to look for the Shinkansen packages, and then look for this one here. Choose the departure date and the destination, and then you can choose either ordinary or the green car. I think the green car is like the first class. Change the time by tapping on this, and then choose the time that you want. It looks like they have an hourly scheduled departure. They gave me a seat number automatically, but after booking and after paying for it, you can always go back to your account and then change your seat number. I changed mine to a letter E because as per my research, the letter E section has a good view of the Mount Fuji. During my actual trip, I didn't see Mount Fuji. It was all very cloudy. Anyway, it's still good to book it just in case. Then during the day of the travel, you have to print the physical tickets in one of the machines. You have to make sure that you go to the Yesu side because that's the main entrance of the bullet trains. I was on the other side, which is the Manorochi entrance, and that's for like the local JR trains. I had a little bit of trouble getting in because there's basically 2 gates. The first gate is like the gate of the station, and then the second gate is the Shinkansen or the bullet trains gates. I wasn't able to print my tickets from the outside because there was no Smart EX machine, so I have to ask help from the staff. So he let me in. He gave me a paper, and this paper is like a guide for me, so it's good that they have like English guide there. After entering the first gate, I was able to find the Smart EX machine. You need to find the one with an EX sign, so it's like a Smart EX compatible. That's where you can print the physical tickets. Even when I was trying to use the physical ticket, there's like steps on how to do it. Like you have to insert your physical ticket and then tap your suica, but it was just not letting me, so I had to ask again from the staff. He just stamped my ticket and then just let me in. To save you from all this trouble, you just need to go directly to the Yesu side entrance, and that's like 9 minutes walk from Manorochi. So on the main Yesu side, you don't have to be tapping your suica anymore. You just need to insert your ticket just like this. Now we move on to the Tokyo subway lines. In Google Maps, JR trains has like letter J on the first letter, and then it's usually like a square icon. But with the Tokyo subway lines, is usually circle, and it has a 1 letter, and it's color coded like what you see here. There's actually a metro pass that you can use to give you unlimited rides with all these trains. You can either buy 3 days, 2 days, and I forgot the other one, but I bought a 3-day pass, and it's worth it for me because it's only 1,500 yen, and that's already for 3 days. A lot of the attractions in Tokyo, you can just use the subway lines. The only time that I used a JR train was when I went to Disney Sea, but it wasn't so expensive though. I bought the 72-hour unlimited Tokyo subway pass from Klook. I printed the physical ticket in one of the machines at the station near me. How to get around Japan? You just need to use Google Maps. It's so convenient, it's accurate. I didn't have any issues with it. And even the fare showing at the bottom of every trip, it is accurate. There are also enough signages and directions inside the train stations, especially in Tokyo and Kyoto. And there's just signages everywhere. And even on the floor, it's showing a color-coded path for you to go to your specific platform. And if you're taking the bus, you need to enter from the back door. You don't have to pay yet. Just find a seat. And then when you're about to get off the bus, just press on the red button near you, which is like the stop button. And then go to the driver area, pay for your fare, and then exit through the front door. But how do we pay for these fares? You can use a lot of different IC cards. And me, I use Suica because you don't need to download the app. You just need to go to your Apple Wallet, press on the plus icon there, add the Suica, and then immediately you can add any amount there. And since the Google Maps fare is showing accurate as well, so it all worked out well, and I made sure that my balance would be zero at the end of my trip. And also the buses, the driver side, they always have this card reader machine for your IC cards. But I'm not sure with the other areas of Japan. Just my experience, I was in Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. So that's all the transport system. I just want to say that it's a little bit complicated even when I was planning my trip, just because they have different owners of the trains. For example, my accommodation, the nearest train station there is the Tsukuba Express, but that is not part of the JR train. That is not part of the metro line as well. If I wanted to use it, I have to pay separately. I can't use it with my unlimited metro pass. And even on the entrances, by the way, there's a different entrance for the JR, there's a different entrance for the local trains. So even if it's the same train station, in Kyoto, I was lost for a few minutes. I was trying to look for the local trains, but I ended up entering the JR entrance. There's no way going to the local trains. So I had to get out. I was tapping my Suica so I can enter. I tapped my Suica again to get out until my Suica card was not working anymore. I searched online on that same day and they said, oh, probably there's something wrong with the card, so you have to get to the staff so that they can reset it. So yeah, they reset it without questions. I just want to share this because I had a really smooth travel and it wasn't expensive. I didn't use taxi. Instead, I used the airport limousine bus. It was very convenient for me because one of the stops of that bus is just 1 minute walk away from my accommodation. So let me just talk first about my arrival. I arrived 8:30 in the morning and the first trip for this bus was at around 12:30. So I still have quite a lot of time to spend. That's why I already planned to go to a lounge in the airport. There's sleeping lounge in Narita Airport. It's called 9 Hours Capsule Hotel. It was in Terminal 2 and I actually arrived in Terminal 1, but I took the free bus shuttle and went to Terminal 2 and looked for the Capsule Hotel. These are the rates. I think I paid 1,500 yen for a 2-hour nap. It was really comfortable because I was able to take a shower. They gave me free towels, free toothbrush, and even pajamas. And also the capsule rooms. It was just a good experience. They have a website. I'm just gonna include as well the link on the description below. At 12 noon, I checked out and I booked the bus ticket on one of the machines in the main hallway near the exit. I was able to use my credit card to pay for my bus ticket. Outside of the airport, there's a lot of different bus stops that are numbered accordingly, and you just need to find the bus stop showing on your ticket, and the seat number is actually showing on the upper right side. If you are asking how I was able to find this out, I used the airport limousine website. Again, I'm gonna include the link on the description below. You just need to go there and then choose your airport terminal. Even if you are in different terminals, you can always choose if you're in Terminal 1 or Terminal 2, or if you are even in the other airport, which is Haneda Airport, and then look for the bus stops there. So there's different options. Since my accommodation is in Asakusa, I just checked one of the stops there, and when I checked on Google Maps, that's when I realized that it's only 1 minute walk away. It's like a bingo moment for me. It's very convenient to use because you don't have to be carrying your luggages and transferring from one train station to another. It's just very comfortable. I stayed in Tokyo for 4 nights and then in Kyoto for 6 nights. In Tokyo, I stayed at Guesthouse, Tokyo Samurai in Asakusa. I paid 12,789 yen for 4 night stay and it was really a good location. It's the best location. It was only 6 minutes away from Sensoji Temple and it was just a few minutes walk away from Don Quixote, and there's just a lot of restaurants around. It's like everything is in there actually. There's convenience store. The hostel itself, it's a samurai inspired hostel. Again, it's a hostel, so it's a shared room with bunk beds, and we had like a common area for like dining, and they have a fridge, hot water, utensils for you to use. You can cook your own food as well, and you can also do your laundry in the rooftop. You just need to have coins with you because it's like a coin operated laundry machine. And then in Kyoto, I stayed at Glansit, Kyoto, Kawaramachi, and I paid 23,251 yen for 6 nights. And this was also really good. The location is very central. It was just around the Kawaramachi is like the downtown area, and this is near the Gion district and the Kiyomizu-dera temple. So if you are looking for a place to stay in Kyoto, this is the best area. Not in Kyoto Station. That one is boring. But this one is where everything is. All the hype in Kyoto is there. So yeah. This one is like a hotel, but it has bunk beds or like capsule rooms. And the regular capsule rooms are already full. So I didn't have a choice but to book the superior capsule room, which is really good because they have like a desk in there and the capsule bed at the side. And it was just comfortable, and also it looks like a private room already. They have a lounge and a microwave and free drinks, which is good. I booked the stew from booking.com. I'll include the links on the description below as well for you guys. For my transport, I paid in Tokyo total of 5,660 yen. In Kyoto and Osaka, 5,950. And then plus the bullet train ride, Kodama train, 10,790. So that's a total of 22,400 yen. For the food, I paid 37,972 yen for 11 days. For my activities, including the tea ceremony, Disney Sea, kimono rental, the bus tours, gachapons, entrances to other temples. That's total of 36,150 yen. My accommodation in total is 37,240 for 10 nights stay. Miscellaneous, so I did the airport capsule hotel for 2 hours. That's 2,000 yen. Withdrawal fees. And then the Japan Post shipping fees. That's a total of 15,270 for the miscellaneous. So, the grandest total of all time for this season is, drum rolling, 149,032 yen, and that's for the whole duration of 11 days divided by 11 days, and that's a total of 13,548 yen per day. But this is like a budget travel. Like, I don't spend too much on food, and this is like a simple lifestyle, simple girl kind of itinerary. But then again, that's just not it, because when you're in Japan, you can't help but buy something from Don Quixote and especially Uniqlo. Oh my gosh, I love shopping there for Uniqlo stuff because it's way cheaper than here. It's like 40% cheaper than when you're buying in the UK or maybe in the Philippines. For my shopping expenses, I paid a total of 80,424 yen. And this is a budget kind of shopping. I just bought some viral items such as the Fino hair mask, and it's really good. Look at my hair. I didn't even iron it. The other items I haven't used yet, but I think the vitamin C serum is good as well. This one, I've been using it, and also this one as well. It is a hair oil treatment. It protects your hair from heat, so it's really good to apply before you curl your hair or something. I'm gonna teach you how, just in case you want to use this way. So you can create an account online even before your trip or before the day that you're gonna be sending the items. I'll include the link as well on the description below. So you click on that, create an account online. You just have to fill in the online form. So the first part is adding the sender's information. So you can just add your name, the sender's address. You can just put the address of your accommodation. Then step 2 is the address of where you want it to be shipped. So I put my own address there because I wanted to ship it back to the place where I live. And then you can choose the shipping type and method and the items that you are sending. This is the one where you spend a lot of time on the step 3 because that's where you put the items, but it depends on how many items you have. These are the things that you are not allowed to ship out. Sunblock with 24% alcohol is not allowed, which is difficult to find out because the packaging doesn't really say if it has how many percent of alcohol. Perfume is not allowed, and some spray cans, hair tonic with 24% alcohol, and the battery operated items. Also, when you are entering the items, you have to be more specific. So you can't just put, for example, me, I put gachapon toy. You need to enter what kind of toy it is. Like, is it a frog? Is it a cat? Mine was like a frog, and it's plastic. So plastic frog gachapon toy, something like that. If it's something that potentially has battery in it, just put no battery. So for example, I actually sent a camera mount, so it's like something that holds your camera. So I just put camera mount in there. But when I went to the post office, the staff thought that I was sending a camera, and he was like, what is this? There was no signal inside the post office. I couldn't show him the actual photo of this one. I just did like an action like, okay, camera, and then this one. We were like, oh, okay, just put no battery in it. So I just put no battery. So there were a lot of things there that I have to write: no battery, no alcohol. Everything that you think might have alcohol in it, just put no alcohol. And anything that might have batteries in it, just put no battery. And also, the unit value showing here is per item. I made a mistake where I put the total value of all of that. It got multiplied into the quantity, so it was like way more than what it should be. So when I was in the post office, they were questioning, oh, how could this be that big of an amount? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I just have to change it. When you're in the post office, they will check it, they will clarify it, and you can change it there. But for you to make it more smooth, then you can just do it properly on the form itself that you did online. The origin, unit weight, and HS code here could be left blank. If you don't have that information, you don't have to. After entering all the contents, it will ask for the shipping date and if you want it insured or not. Then you can also enter the weight there. But because I didn't have like a weighing machine, I left it blank, and that's why it was showing 0 for the postage fee. But that's okay because they will weigh it at the post office and then you will know the amount that you'll be paying. But for you to not have any surprises with how much is it possibly gonna be, then you can just check the prices on their website. So you just need to put the details and choose what are the options that you want. So for example, you want a faster shipping, you can choose EMS. I think that's gonna be more expensive. Mine, I chose surface mail, which is the slowest one, and it's gonna take 2 to 3 months before it arrives to my place. When I checked it online for the prices before me sending the actual parcel, it was giving me 7,900 yen for a 10 kilograms surface mail international parcel post. But the actual amount I paid in the post office, for the first box I paid 5,500 and the second box is 6,700. They have the same size of the box, but I think they have different weight. That's why they have different prices. Anyway, the last part of this form is just telling me that they will send the invoice to my email. Once you have that in your email, you can just go to the post office and give it to the staff. They will print the label for you, they will weigh it for you, they will just make sure that everything is okay. They are also selling boxes, so I actually bought a box from them. It was only 200 yen, I think, and then I bought packing tape from Daiso. I brought it to my hostel, I filled it up, but I think you can pack it as well in Japan Post. I think they have free packing tape, or you can buy it there. If your parcel contains less than 4 items and it is uninsured and it is less than 200,000 yen, then you can use the UPRE Touch terminal. Instead of the invoice, it will give you the 2D code for you to just scan the code. So it's like a DIY, or like do it your own, printing the shipping label. I didn't have that option because I all had more than 4 items in my box. My hostel is always on a good location. It is central, so there is a post office near me, like a few minutes walk. Again, you can always check Google Maps for Japan Post near you. And then after I paid, they gave me a paper with a tracking number, and I tracked it online. It's just giving me the tracking information when it was still in Japan, but I think it's just floating in the ocean in a boat, and it's on the way here, and it's gonna take 2 to 3 months. The itinerary is on a separate video that I already uploaded. I think the favorite thing that I did there was the tea ceremony. I enjoyed that. I was the only one doing it solo. Like, everyone has their partner or the group of people. But I was okay. They were supportive of me. One of the staff was like, "Oh, she's only one. Go help her. Help her to take photos." I was like, "Oh, thank you." And my favorite area there in Japan is actually Arashiyama. It's very nature vibes, and the personality that I have, I like nature more than the city vibes. Even though it was raining so hard, I could see the beauty of it, and how much more if it was a really good weather. I want to go back just to visit Arashiyama because I need to experience that boat ride. But yeah, you should watch the itinerary. I will include as well the link on the description below. This should be the end of the vlog. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. I appreciate your time, and I hope you subscribe to my channel. I still have to edit a lot of videos, but I'm the only one editing. Please watch out for my South Korea vlog, and I will see you on the next vlog.